What stands out about the challenge you're facing tonight against this Avalanche?
Yeah, I mean, they're very good at home. They got, obviously look at their record. It's a great team over there with, they got some really high-end players. We all know that.
What about McKinnon? I mean, he's always amazing, but he seems to be scoring at a higher rate this year. What are you noticing? Or is it the
Same as always, I mean, he's on a good pace, obviously. So, they play a very fast game. Their D are very active, obviously, and they skate really well. That's a good skating team over there, and their top line is very dangerous. We know that, and McKinnon's he's a great player.
Brandon Carlo comes home here. I just wonder what you've seen in his return to your lineup.
Yeah,
just how effective
well, it's
and
great.
meaningful
Yeah, very meaningful. It's great to have him back. He's looked really good. I mean, for me, he's being physical for one. Just like I talk about, he kills plays, right? Block shots, and so it's been great to have him back.
Do you think he's had a stabilizing effect on Morgan?
Well, I think they've been partners for quite some time, going back to last year. So for sure, I mean, it's they work well off each other, and Mo can do his thing up the ice. Brando's going to be back there protecting.
What are the key to kind of handling the schedule? The high
Yeah.
altitude tonight, a later
No,
start,
for sure. I mean, it's you come in here. It's obviously the altitude it affects you, and you got to keep your shift short as quick. You can't overextend your shift, so it's important. You're out there for a bit, and maybe you think you got an opportunity to go in forward check again or get in the offensive zone. That's the time to change. It boils down to being disciplined tonight in your line changes and your shift length.
What led to the decision on PP2 to kind of do a personnel change on the second power play with Wall out?
With just Willie coming back, and just not everybody can be on it, so we got to make decisions of what we think is best. And JT went to the net front in that unit.
Anthony out there with the full
Yeah.
group. Any more clarity? Do you have a target?
Well,
date,
I don't have a date targeted, but he's on this trip so he can get time with us and be around us and get practice time with us. So that's good, and I think he's getting I think he's getting pretty close. Just needs the reps, needs the conditioning, that sort of thing.
Is this something he can come back before the Olympic break?
Do I think he will be?
Yeah,
There's a chance. Yeah.
How challenging is it when there's not a lot of practice?
Yeah, well, that's challenging for Anthony too. I mean, it'd be nice if we had more practice time to get him in there, in full practice and seeing that sort of stuff. But we just don't have the luxury right now with the schedule the way it is.
You mentioned the top-end talent for this team, too. Have there been any conversations in preparation for this about what the depth has been doing for Colorado as well?
Oh, for sure. They're a good team. I said, you don't have a record you have without depth and secondary scoring, which they do have. I mean, I think they've gotten contributions from everybody. Everybody looks at their top line, but you look at underneath it, and they've had good contributions from a lot of guys. I mean, I think they have 3 or 4 D with over 20 points, so you don't see that very often on any other team.
They're wearing their Nordiques gear tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing them. So that's always kind of cool to see that the old Nordique jersey. For myself, I had the opportunity to play in Quebec and play against the Nordiques back in the day.
Any favorite memories from Quebec?
I had some fights in that building, I'll tell you that.
I feel like you have that in a few buildings.
But
Yeah.
I always thought the hot dogs were good there too, like Montreal. Yeah.